Welcome yet again to Half Hour Henshin. Today I'm joined as always by my partner in crime.
DJ Azure, the 2.5D here, TalkaTuber. And since you're introducing me, I will introduce you and the host.
Oh, that's right. Sleepy Witch Art
Caught
VTuber.
you.
Yeah, you got me there. I decided to introduce you and just not myself. I'll apologize for any coughing I do today. I'm still kind of sick. But anyway, man, I don't know. These episodes of Geats just keep giving, in my opinion.
Yep.
We're
Oh
still
man.
in the maze. For a second, at the very beginning, I was kind of scared because they show you like all of the like riders in human form and then like in their rider form and then they're like lose. And for a second, I didn't pay attention and realized that was the girl who got eliminated like 2 episodes ago now. So I was just like,
Yep.
wait, did someone die when I wasn't looking last episode?
No, no. But I mean, yeah, you got your answer like immediately.
With
Where
Buffa,
Buffa is still alive. Yeah.
yeah. There's no underhandedness. It's very cool seeing him fight with Punk Jack and being like, yeah, I want to fight him. I want to fight Geets, but I want to fight him, fair and square in my own way. I think that stuff is
Hmm.
always very cool. Uh, Man,
Yeah.
Gelato
Like skip.
Riders are still terrifying.
Hmm. And then yeah,
Everyone's,
we get a scary moment with the old man.
yeah. I thought,
Oh.
oh man, he's like he can no longer fight and he's gonna die. Bro, I legitimately thought he died last time because he takes that punch and you're like, dude, people have died for less.
Hmm. Especially old people.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
but he's basically just like, oh, you young people have so much to live for. You guys got to move on. And Kawa, oh my god, I loved Kawa in this episode. But Kawa sees as they're being attacked, he sees the little brother protect his older sister, and he realizes that he's missing something. Uh, and then it was very cool seeing Geets be like, touch this, and you can be the tycoon. I remember.
Yeah. Oh man. And then, like that actually answers something for me, but I think it was answered I think in a previous episode, but the whole thing where it's like you don't need to just touch your own ID core. You could touch any ID core and get your memories back.
Yeah, and I'm not even sure. Yeah, because well, I mean, I think that kind of made sense because his sister got her memories back with his ID core, but they were also
Mhm.
siblings, so we never know with that. But yeah, he gets his memories back and he wants to fight, but then the game master calls and tells Geets not to do anything without his permission,
Yeah. And,
which
oh
was
man, and it says like yeah, it says that the old man has to give up his rights to transfer.
yeah,
Also, yeah. Also, when they transform and they're using fever and what was it? Beat. Oh, actually, which is actually super cool because fever. Like, okay, at first I thought it's just a duel. No, it's not just duel. It's a random one.
yeah. I think that's really cool as well. That it is because I was like, oh, it's weird that it's I guess when it's by itself, it's random, and when you put
Hmm.
it together, it like matches. But no, it's just always random.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Talking about that, it's actually really funny. So, I still have not gotten my Desire driver, but you know what I got an email about?
Beat.
My Beat driver that I ordered from the same place. I'm sorry, my Beat buckle that I ordered from the same place said, "Oh yeah, your Beat buckle is in, and we'll ship it to you when the payment goes through." I'm like, "Huh, I see." So
Yep,
that basically means I have my Beat axe, my Ninja buckle, and I'm gonna have my Beat buckle before I get the Desire driver.
that's really funny. The other thing I
Uh,
also thought was really funny was the fact that like Buffa loses Ninja just in time for Kawa to get it. Like he's just like, where'd it go?
mhm. I mean, if we want to be like really like tinfoil hatty about it, like don't forget Ninja has a Ninja, or at least the buckles have a mind of their own.
Yeah, I think it's cool. Also seeing Kawa like be very adept at using his buckle and coming in and just fighting.
Hmm.
It
Yeah,
was so
and
cool.
and
It has been the
yep,
payoff to like so much of his stuff.
yep, and just handing Geets Magnum because obviously like, heh, yeah, this is yours.
Yep.
And then yeah, skipping ahead a bit. Yeah, they're all. Oh, that's right. They find they find that this place has been what's it called? This place has been
Used
a
for a
place
game
for
before.
around.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
which is yeah, that is creepy. Yeah,
Yep.
and then yeah, then they have
And
a cipher as well too.
yep, and Geet
So which
steals
is
it from Punk Jack, which is very funny. I
hmm
also really like the fact that Samira is like, I still have to stop you from like interfering with games, and then Geet
hmm
just leaves with the cipher.
yeah, and then yeah, they figure it out. Skip ahead for me,
I
and
mean,
then
then we get to see just another big Jamato fight. Everyone is fighting basically.
yeah, and then they all put on their fever. They all put on their fevers, and it's random. It's fully random. Like you could get a regular arm thing, and it's like messed up.
It's very funny. I loved seeing some of the combinations. Uh,
Yeah.
but I also really like the thing with Geets at the end when he's about to pull, where he's like, pulling this with like the determination or like desire for victory will also like affect it.
hmm Yeah. I'm not like it's like obviously it's all luck, but at the same time, I really love stuff like that because like one of my favorite mecha anime is Gal Gaigar, and Gal Gaigar is all about courage. Like the G Stone is powered by courage, and one things that and one there was like a couple scenes in the anime are like you only have a 1% chance. You only have a 1% chance to make that thing happen, and then it's like but then like they just don't care. They're like, no, the no, courage will make up the other 99%, making it 100% chance that you'll succeed. And it's like I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
It's
that
so cheesy. It's
that
but
stuff is so
yeah.
cheesy, but it's good, and it's also like, have you ever heard like the kind of theory that like luck is a part of skill because even if you're lucky, if you don't have the skill to like utilize what that luck brings, then it wouldn't matter if you were lucky or not.
hmm Yeah,
Uh,
like what is it? I think it's like I think like some people say that the three things you need to succeed are talent, skill, and luck.
Yeah, it's something.
And yeah.
It's again. I'm thinking about this in the context of like anime and manga and stories. There's a couple
hmm
of ones that I've been reading, but like even I've been reading the manga for Blue Lock for a while, and in that one there was a thing where it's like, oh, he won just because of luck, and it's like, well, if he hadn't practiced as much, he wouldn't have been in place for luck,
Yeah.
like for luck to take effect, and it's
hmm
like that kind of stuff is really cool, and I like leaning into it. Uh,
hmm
and then like the stuff in this one was like really simple as general. For like what actually happens, I really love that the old man survived. That he gets to just like retire from the game normally.
hmm
I love that. Like I don't even know if he's being like a double agent or not. That Buffa and Punk Jack have a scene where he's like, if do you have a plan, and he's like, depending on what it is, I could actually team up with you, but it would depend on the thing.
Yeah.
And then we get to see the new wish from Kawa, which is for all the people defeated by Jamatos to come back.
Yeah. And obviously, okay, so I think it still holds true. Like that's not his biggest desire, so he could have it, and it is something feasible that they could take away from him that desire.
Yeah, I have no idea with that because I don't. Again, we still don't know. And then we get to see the old guy who wants to destroy the Grand Prix. Uh, the new rule being, with the game master's permission, entry rights can be transferred, which is pretty cool. Uh,
Yeah.
God,
Oh man, there's oh man, we saw that, and then yeah, we get the preview.
yeah,
And
it
then
seems
what
to
do we
be.
see in the preview?
It's some kind of game to like regain the driver. It seems like they lose their drivers.
Mm. Yeah, and the big thing about that is that it's Scheme 4, which basically means that it's still not the end of this game yet.
Yep.
They're really trying to get rid of Geets, and then we get a preview of another thing I'm going to be spending money on most likely, and that's the command buckle.
Yeah, the new
Yeah,
the new like command belt.
it's so cool. I think that might be the mid season, but I don't know. like with the whole thing about how each of the writers have a specific one assigned to them. Like I'm not sure like who with the ones that are assigned to them, I'm not sure who gets who's like what the mid-season power up is going to be.
Yeah. With the mix and match nature of Geats, it's kind of a little hard to tell. Well, we'll see. Uh, oh man, in general, like not a lot happened physically because obviously they just kind of finished the maze and went home. But like, man, again, the catharsis for Kawa coming back is so good.
Yeah, and then Kawa comes back in, remembers all of his stuff, and it's like, and he still has a selfless wish, which is great. Like it's like, he wants everyone to return, and which would be
funny,
really interesting. Yeah,
because I don't even think he realizes. I don't think he thought of this on purpose. But if that does happen and he wins, wouldn't that mean his parents come back as well? Because parents were defeated by Yamato.
That is true. Yeah, maybe that, and then what will happen with all the ID cores that the guy is cultivating as well too?
That's a whole different. Yeah, I have no idea. The whole Yamato. We have like, other than he's cultivating the past writers into Yamato, I have nothing to say because I don't think we have enough info yet.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, it was basically finishing off everything from the last episode because it's basically like a two set of episodes. And one of the things that was really interesting to me, but I'm really sad that I don't think that it would be of use in the future, is that both Kuga and Gaim. Actually, I forgot. You said you finished Gaim, right?
I have finished Gaim. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, both Kuga and Gaim did have an alien language. And the funny thing is that people in Japan, they would actually watch the episode with subtitles and would actually have the phonetics of what they're saying. So people were actually able to find out like plot points of Gaim 10 episodes or even 10 episodes beforehand because they understood the Overlord language because it was just a simple cipher. I don't think that the Yamato language is like that, and it makes me kind of sad because I was trying to look at like if there was any pattern, but I'm not sure what kind of pattern you would get with what they said there, with like the key of what they said there.
I will say that that was one of the more frustrating parts of watching Gaim is like seeing them speak English language and not knowing what it was and me being like, I'm just trying to watch the show right now. I don't want to do extra work.
No, I mean you don't need to. Like it's just interesting things that you gotta figure out like early. And like honestly, it was something great to look at by the I think like episode 24 like people like really were like going at it translated weekly because that Gaim was a show I was watching. Gaim was airing at the time when I was watching Toku Weekly for the first time. So like every week I would see that and then I would see like this Google Doc like update with whatever new stuff they said. I'm like, ooh, this is interesting. Yeah, really cool. It was. Yeah, it's super cool and it's really funny how it's only possible because of the phonetics that are being written out on the with like Japanese closed captioning.
Right.
Oh man.
Now to some comic book news.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Kamen Rider 01. I'm personally not a fan right now. The comic.
I have not seen 01 the show, other than obviously some of the suit designs, and reading that comic did not endear me to it very much off the bat either.
Yeah, like one of the things that kind of bugs me is how none of the characters seem. Okay, so I think I've told you this before, and actually, I'm actually going to say this about another show too. So you know about King Oger, right? About how you heard about how they finally showed. There's actually been the silhouette of the King Oger characters.
Oh no, I've heard of King Oger. I hadn't seen that. We'd seen silhouettes.
Yeah, there were silhouettes in the latest Terebi-kun magazine, which is where they kind of like spoil like a lot of stuff for Sentai and Kamen Rider for the week, for like the month, because it's a monthly magazine. But we did get the King Oger silhouettes, and it's super cool because they have little capes, they have shoulder capes, and I'm so excited for like this design. I'm really hoping the show itself is good, But yeah, they have little capes. I'm actually gonna send you this right now while I talk about it. But one of the things that goes on every single time, one of these little leaks happens, is that people like to come up with like theories as to what it can be, or like their own quote unquote leaks. Most of the time it's complete utter garbage. It's total BS.
I mean, people do that with like Pokemon when they leak the silhouettes too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but one of the things that always bugs me about them is that whenever I'm like reading these, like, oh, that sounds cool, and then it clicks in my head, this is too cool. There's no goofiness in this. Where is the thing that makes this Toku? Where's the cheesy stuff? like there has to be something uncool. Like we see Ace, he's like a total egotistical bastard, and it's funny as hell. Like, he's cool, but he tries too hard to be cool. But yeah, like, there's no goofiness in like some of these leaks. And the reason why I bring this up is because that's what the 01 comic is. Oh, it's trying too hard to be cool.
Yeah, you know what? I do see that.
Like, the lead character is a failed comedian that that inherited his grandfather's company. He's supposed to be goofy. I did not get any of that. He's supposed to be kind of incompetent as well too. Also, I don't know the timeline exactly if this is before or after the show, or if it's supposed to be an alternate universe of the show. But either way, I am not a fan of it, of the way they presented the characters. Like I said, they seem to be trying too cool, trying to be too cool.
Yeah, and as someone who doesn't know these characters other than this one comic, them trying to make it too cool ends up making them like be really bland. I got like no personality from like no one in this comic, and like it just felt like first of all, I felt, especially after being spoiled from, I would say, like Radiant Black and Rogue Sun and stuff, like the Henshin scene was like nothing. We just like transform, here's a suit pose, we're moving on. Like, okay, like you're missing part of the flair,
Yeah, exactly.
If
it's
you're
supposed to be
do a Kamen Rider comic, or even like a Sentai themed comic, take the time, especially your first transformation, like full transformation, is important. That's the one that takes the longest, and you're showing everything, but you just like whizzed by it.
Yeah, like the first Henshin in the first Henshin in 01 is super cool because especially in 01, because the satellite beams down a grasshopper that jumps around. This holographic grasshopper breaks apart, and the pieces get beamed onto like the black undersuit of Aruto. Like I get it that this had he has been 01 for a while in this, but at the same time it's like,
well, this is still the first issue of a comic. Like, you gotta come in hard.
Yeah,
you can't.
Yeah, and then there is a glaring error, and it makes me kind of annoyed.
That's
so
fair.
It's like it's there. So Izu throws a progress key at 01. It's like, we need to strengthen our armor attacks immediately. Authorization, Flaming Tiger. The key she throws says Flying Falcon on it.
That's really funny.
Yeah, it is. It is the completely wrong power set. Like, not even a bluff. And you know what's really funny about this too? The first time we see this quote unquote Kamen Rider Ragnarok, he actually does have essentially what it looks like when 01 goes into Flaming Tiger. He actually does have those elements already on his armor. So him stealing the power of quote unquote Flaming Tiger is even funnier than this.
Yeah, I hear the thing. I'll keep giving it a try, see if it gets better. But like, it does feel like you said, they're not leaning into any of the goofiness, and like, it feels like there's no style, if that makes sense. They're not leaning into the the generic, like the flair, the aesthetics that really make Toku special. It feels like they were just like, we're just gonna do this, at from point A to B to C, and we're done. And it's like, oh, that's kind of disappointing,
Yeah, it's just so disappointing to me because I love Zero One. Like Zero One has its issues, like all Toku, but like
like all
it,
things.
yeah, like all things. But this just like it just bugs me. Like all the characters don't feel like they act the way they should, or at least if they do, it's almost
I don't know
it's almost overdone. Yeah,
that
like
thing at the very beginning where they're talking and they're like, "Oh, we need to talk about like property damage because this is going to be on you or whatever." And then they have that conversation about like, "Well, you guys also transform into writers, so it's also on you guys or what." That felt like such a stilted and like I am just watching like three robots talk to each other.
yeah, it's
It was I don't know. I was not vibing with the writing there.
yeah, yeah. Like I said, it's also I think I'm complaining mostly because I got cover C, which is the photo cover, and it is the blandest cover. I've actually talked about this on my stream before. Like I showed the cover art. I've shown the cover art. You're not gonna whoops. Let's see here. There we go. Like look at the cover art I got for mine. Um, like yeah, the people listening are not going to hear this, but yeah, this is the cover I got for my Zero One comic.
Yeah, yeah. I chose not. I see that you pulled it up.
No, you know what's funny? This is my entry grade Kamen Rider Zero One model kit. This looks like they just took a picture of this, like not even the costume, a picture of my entry grade plastic model.
They
I'll,
legitimately might have used the same image they used for the like promotional for the box for the model kit.
yeah. Also, Fua, who's Kamen Rider Vulcan, mostly uses his shot riser, his gun, and he doesn't even. It's like he's not even using it in the promo image of at least of the cover I got, and I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah. The photo image
yeah.
I was pretty disappointing. I was looking at the in Hyokuli cover because I usually like his art, but like yeah, a lot of the covers in my opinion were also just like they were okay. They weren't like anything to write home about like more so than usual, but like the photo cover just yeah, it was disappointing.
Yeah, like it definitely was trying to like be carried. Like actually, no, that's a good way to put it. It was trying to be carried on the name of Kamen Rider Zero One because it was very good. Like the series was very good, but like it's like some like it was so off like from what I'd expected. Like the writing is just like the way they wrote the characters is like I said, my big thing is that it felt like they were doing it to be too cool and there's no
Yeah,
like goofiness.
and my problem with that is just from the side that I saw it is that it just ended up being bland. Like nothing. It just kind of happens. The fight doesn't even feel that impactful or anything. It just kind of happens and it's over and you're good. Switching over to talk about something where the characters are not bland in any way, shape, or form. I am officially caught up with Dawn Brothers.
Yes. Oh, mate. Okay, so you know what's really funny? I might be behind then because I haven't watched this week's.
I have surpassed Azure. It is done.
Yeah.
But we're gonna talk about this week's episode, but just in general. Oh man, everything that's Dawn Brothers is crazy. Dawn Brothers is still wild.
Yeah, Dawn Brothers is so funny.
I can't believe Kijino just straight up had that man arrested.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Once again, like it's so funny that Inuzuka is still the most sane Dawn brother, despite the fact that he's eating dog food, he turns into a dog, and he has dog mannerisms, and his girlfriend got kidnapped, and he's a theater he's part of a theater troupe, and yet he's still the most normal out of everyone.
Yeah, I think, bro. I think the thing that I had the biggest like thing with him was like even recently seeing him be like so sad and understanding towards Kijino, even when Kijino's like betrayed him time and time again. Now, he's a good dude. and everything going on with him is really sad. I do love because he showed up a couple episodes ago. I love the supervisor for the Cerebrans basically being like, "Why are you guys just messing around, hanging out with?"
Oh, that was actually last week's. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was last
Yeah.
week.
Sotoshi was hilarious. Like basically just showing up at the udon cart where everyone like. Number one, the udon cart has been a really, really funny like callback to the first conversation
It's
that
true.
yeah those two had, because like Sonny and Taro
Taro.
are yeah basically just like saying, hell yeah, we should go get udon together sometime.
It's the best
And
food
then
in the
we
world.
yeah, exactly, and then they do so. And the first time they go, Sono he like basically shows up dressed to the nines to a freaking food stall, and it's the funniest thing.
I love that. I love that they showed up in a limo too.
Yeah,
But
it was so good.
the funniest part, I love the fucking ninja old man who has been in
Oh
like
my
4 or 5 episodes, and whose whole shtick is just that he becomes a Hitotsuki or whatever, just because he's still so I love that he's shown up like 4 different times. I love that he showed up this time, and everyone was like, "I thought you were dead, like for real though," because I thought he died. He got taken down by Sonoe, so I thought he was dead, but no, he's back somehow.
Oh man, yeah, it's so funny because the first time he does it, he actually did turn into I think the ninja
He turned into
Hitotsuki. And then after that, the second time around, it was just to interrupt Sonny and Taro's fight the first
yes,
time.
and
Then
he was a wizard, and he was like, "I have gained a new power."
and then they have the rematch, and he does it again, and he hits him again.
Yep. And this time he was like taking care of horses because his mom was like, "I'm so glad you moved on," but all he can see is like ninja stuff on the horses, and he keeps imagining the horses and ninjas, and he's like, I can't, mother. I'm sorry." Also, this guy's so funny. He legit could turn into like a superhero. Like if he had the will, just turn into a Hitotsuki and fight. It's so funny.
Yeah,
He's
and
like,
then it's like we need to find a guy who's about to turn to Hitotsuki, and it's him again with Sonoshi. It's so funny.
I love him so much. I'm glad he's a reoccurring character. He is my favorite, non Don brother character. Also, just everything with the bestials has been very sad. Even especially like God, fucking dog brother finally got to be free, and now he's on the run again.
Yeah, it sucks for him so much. And if there's one thing I really love is how, what is it? We are on episode 38, and okay, so I still haven't watched 38 because that's this week's, because
Right.
The people that do it tend to do it late in the day on Sunday, so I'm not able to watch in the morning with everyone.
Right.
But I, I love how it's episode 38 and they still don't know who Inu brother is yet.
They don't know who Ina brother is. We still have
It's
no clear thoughts on like if we're gonna get any explanation on Don Muramase. We don't know anything about like Jiro's real stuff other than he also came from a peach.
there's oh man, it's like Inoue, just the writer, just keeps writing mysteries and has not resolved a single one.
No,
It's
yeah,
so funny.
yeah, and
It's
like I'm hoping. Obviously,
yeah,
I'm
go on.
hoping it leads somewhere, because I feel like when you start crisscrossing everything and everything starts being like crossed off the list, that's when we're gonna get like the real stuff going on. You know?
Yeah, but I mean the thing is that means we're like okay, let's see here. It's the end of November, so that basically means we basically have all the December episodes next. So December, January, and February. We technically would only have realistically 12 episodes left.
Yeah, I was gonna say 10 or 12, depending on how it ends up being.
Yeah. Oh man, that basically means we're either ending at episode 48 to 50, and I'm like, I'm just like laughing so hard over how many mysteries we have going on that are just clashing together, and it's like it's so unnecessary.
Or maybe it is. We don't know. We
It's
don't
so
know.
funny. Yeah. And also talking about things that like we haven't gone in a while. So in Zenkaiger, the season before this, the one where Kaido comes from,
Right.
he they actually did not like they had a roll call, yes, but they never had a roll call with like the full with the sixth member. So it's really funny that the first time we get the roll call in Dawn Brothers is when Inu brother is possessed, so we don't get a proper roll call with all five of them. And then the second time it happens, first of all, we get the Cerebrons having to do a roll call against their will because of Sonoshi, which is hilarious to see because they're like, I don't want to do this.
Yep.
And then the Dawn Brothers do their roll call, and Inu brother isn't even there. And then the reason why I brought up Zenkaiger was because, and then you see Jiro just burst in and say, wait, you guys are doing the roll call? I want to be in it too. So funny.
Jiro's grown a little bit on me.
So funny.
Yeah, it's very funny. I wonder if they're gonna explain what was up with him, because he was just like gone sick for those episodes. Like, I was wondering if they were gonna do like an Avatar: The Last Airbender, kind of like the Zuko thing, where it was like his two selves battling it out or something. But,
nah, he was visited by his childhood friend and just ate food and got healed up that way.
Yep. Yep.
Everything about that show is just a fever dream, and it's like,
yeah, no, you're not wrong.
Yeah, and it's like I've told people, you could come in at any episode and you'll still just be as confused as someone that's watched it from the beginning.
Yep, but
it's so funny.
One of the main things is, as people are saying, Dawn Brothers is the show of all time.
Yeah, the show of all time. Yeah, it's insane for better and worse.
Yeah, and anyway, with that, our 30 minutes are right about up. Our half hour comes to an end. I will try to keep up with Dawn Brothers so we could talk about the newer episodes next week.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll keep talking about everything as it comes. Thank you as always. I have been Sleepy Witch, and with me has been
DJ Azure, the 2.5D here Talkatuber.
And thank you so much for listening, guys. Later.